Let's do it. I'm on my nigga Sinat flow. I don't know where to position the book. Fuck it. All of the dogs must have gone further south with the birds because I never got the opportunity to accept Jason's apology. I fully intended to. I put on the most provocative, hoochified outfit I could find in my 13-year-old closet. It was a tight pink leotard with some form-fitting black capri pants. I went to school the next day on a mission to get my man. Chandler or no Chandler, I planned to pull Jason aside at lunchtime and tell him, Jesus, I did want to go with him, wherever the hell it was he wanted to go. When he'd asked me to go with him, I sprayed on some cotton candy scented body spray. Ew. Put on some cherry flavored lip gloss and pinned my hair up so I would look older and sexier. I even folded my white bobby socks down as far as they could go so I could show off a little leg. I was on my way to the cafeteria to put my plan into action when the guidance counselor, Mr. Turner, grabbed me, I would like to assume, grabbed me gently by the waist and asked me to follow him to his office. I couldn't imagine what he wanted to talk to me about. That I narrowed it down to throwing the tray of food in Lyle's stinky face the day before. I was set to defend myself, but I froze when we walked into his office and my mother was sitting in one of the brown metal chairs crying her eyes out. I only half listened while she explained my father's death to me. I remember hearing the words steel beam in construction site and accidental release. It didn't seem real. After all, my father had brought a tray of food up to my room just the night before, teasing me about Jason and delivering his note. I remember his smile, that what he had on, what he smelled like, everything. Yet in the blink of an eye, he was gone, and my life would never be the same. Ironically, the death of my father is what finally bridged the gap between Jason and I. Jason and I became extremely attached to my father during the year. Jason had become extremely attached to my father during the years he had got to know him, and was crushed when he heard the news. He came over to my house that evening, and while all the adults tried to comfort my mother, he comforted me. We sat out on the front stoop, and he held me for what seemed like hours. We both shed tears all over each other and talked about the happy memories we had of my father. Jason said he was determined to finish the china cabinet he and my father had been building together. He kept his word. A month later, and my mother still cherishes it to this very day. The day of my father's funeral was rainy and dreary. Several of his friends and family members came from near and far. It was all a blur to me. I barely made it through the service, especially when his brother, my uncle, Winslow, a minister from Houston, gave the eulogy. He talked extensively about their childhood antics. Hearing things about my father that I never knew saddened me to the point of complete withdrawal. Jason held one of my hands at the graveside and Brina held the other one. When it was time to leave in the limousine with my mother and the rest of my father's immediate family members, I let go of their hands and never looked back. I just wanted to be alone in my misery. For months I kept to myself. Whenever possible, I would come straight home from school. I dropped out of all of my extracurricular activities and instructed my mother to tell Brina, Jason, and whoever else I was busy when they called. It was Jason who was the persistent one, though. He wouldn't take no for an answer. He often came over to visit me, and we were actually civilized to one another. It was a great feeling. He was the only person my age I remotely felt like being around. Probably because I was head over heels in love with him. My mother was now a single parent, just like Brina's mother, and had taken on a second job to make ends meet. I felt so bad about it, but I wasn't old enough to get a real job. I babysat whenever I could for people in the neighborhood. Being around infants and toddlers was cool because they didn't ask me a lot of questions. I made yet another promise to myself. I swore one day I would take care of my mother and make sure money and comfort were always present in her life. And that's and that there is the typical root of money hunger for every child that comes from a single parent household. Summer came and I was sitting on the front porch steps one night. It was clear. It was a clear night and the stars were so beautiful. I was always fascinated with stars and my eyes were so fixated on them. That night, I didn't see Jason approaching me until he was less than 10 feet away from me. "What are you doing, Zoe?" He sat down on the step below the one I was sitting on, and leaned his elbow beside my thigh. Looking at the stars, I moved over the I moved over the step a little away from his hand because even a slight touch from him made me yearn for him. Sometimes I close my eyes and imagine myself floating up among the stars. I feel weightless. It's such a weird feeling, yet it makes me feel so relaxed. It's incredible. I darted my eyes down to his and noticed he was looking at me like I had lost my fucking mind. "Sorry, Jason. I know I must sound plumb foolish." "No, not at all. Tell me more about them, Zoe." He sensed my hesitation. It's a little hot in here. Sorry. He sensed my hesitation. "Please, I really want to learn astronomy." For the next 10 or 15 minutes, I pointed out every constellation I could recognize to Jason, including the Little Dipper, Big Dipper, and Ursa Minor. I was surprised he actually seemed to be interested in them. Excuse me. "You see that bright star over there? The North Star?" I pointed as if my fingertip could land directly upon it. "Yes, I see it. It's beautiful, just like you." I started blushing, and I placed my hands between my thighs, clamped them shut, and pretended to look down at the street and at an approaching car. "I wonder if that's my mother." I knew it wasn't, but I was trying to change the subject. I wasn't even prepared for the beautiful comment. Once the car passed, I continued, "No, that's not her. Anyway, I renamed the star after my father, Peter." "That's too cool." "Thanks." Jason eased up and sat on the same step as me, pressing his leg against mine. I instantly started shaking, and my knees started going back and forth. Years later, I began to understand my sexuality better. I realized I was deliberately causing friction on my clit because I was horny. Bing, bing, bing. One day I was going to have a little boy and name him Peter. Maybe name him Peter. Maybe we can make him together. He reached over and started rubbing his fingers up and down my leg. I tried to jump up, but he stopped me and put his arm around me. "Don't run away from me, Zoe. Let's talk." "About what?" I was frozen like a popsicle. I couldn't move right at that moment in my life if my life depended on it. "Which one of those stars is ours?" "Ours?" "Yes, ours. Let's pick a star and make it our own special star for always." I looked at him in his sexy hazel eyes and wanted to kiss him so bad, but I didn't have the nerve. "How about that one over there? You see it?" I had no idea which one he meant because I was too busy looking at him. "Yes, cool. That'll be our star, Jason and Zoe's star." The kiss began so fast it took me off guard. It was the first French kiss of my life, and I will never forget it. His tongue was thick and soft and penetrated my mouth after practically having to pry it open once I was able to relax. It was great, outstanding, miraculous, the bomb diggity. "Want to go inside your house?" Jason stopped kissing me abruptly after a few moments and made the suggestion. I just sat there with my mouth hanging open and his sweet saliva all over my lips. He stood up, took me by my hand, and started pulling me up by my feet. "Come on, let's go inside a while." We were standing in the doorway, tonguing the hell out of each other, with my arms over his shoulders and his around my hips, inching me further into the house. His hard dick pressing up against my wet pussy through our jeans when my mother pulled into the driveway. We tried our best to play it off. Jason put his hands in his back pockets and I crossed my arms in front of me, trying to pretend like we weren't just standing there trying to, sorry, trying to pretend like we were just standing there having a casual conversation. I'll talk to you later, Zoe. Jason blurted out as he began to walk away. He waved to my mother as she was getting out the car and managed a soft hey. Hey, Mom. Have you had a good day at work? I moved out of the doorway so she could get in with the bag of groceries she was carrying. Let me take that to the kitchen. Sure. She handed me the bag and started walking my way toward the kitchen. Almost made it too without getting busted. By the way, Zoe, I saw that. I turned around getting ready to try to fabricate a story, but she wasn't even looking at me. She was flipping through the mail from that day, so I left well enough alone. While I was putting away the groceries, I started wondering what would ever happen between Jason and me if my mother hadn't shown up right then. I wondered if he was experienced, and hoped like hell he wasn't. I wanted to be his first. After I went to bed, I made sure my mother was fast asleep. I masturbated for the first time. I didn't know what to do exactly, and to this day, I'm not sure whether or not I actually came. All I know is I was thinking about Jason and feeling good and feeling on myself at the same time. Made me feel damn good. See, girls be freaky as fuck too. Little freaky frogs. Well, I finally got my man, and Chandler got pushed to the curb. Jason told her the truth, that he and I were an item. She took it hard, but I didn't care. That summer was the greatest one of my entire life. Jason and I spent almost every day together. We never did the nasty, though. As it turned out, he was still a virgin and was not completely ready to do it. So we didn't. We used to hold hands and hug, and neck heavily. He wouldn't let it go any further. I wonder if neck heavily means lots of oral. So I began to masturbate on a regular basis. I assumed masturbating at such an age was probably strange, but I had no idea there was an underlying reason for it. What I did not know then, but realized all too well, is that my battle with this sexual addiction had already begun. Chapter 5. Things were going great between Jason and me. Things were going great between Jason and me. Just think, my soulmate had been staring at me in the face for all those years without me even suspecting it. I was still completely devastated over my father's death. Lord knows, no one and nothing could ever take his place. Jason helped me through it, though. We spent every second we could spare together. After school, we did our homework together unless Jason had practice. If he did, I would sit in the bleachers and wait for him. Chandler couldn't stand me being there. As far as I was concerned, that was her personal problem. I'm surprised her eyes didn't end up permanently crossed from rolling them back and forth in her head at me so damn much. A couple of times, she almost fell flat on her ass during cheerleading practice because she was so busy trying to diss me. Meanwhile, Muhammad was still trying. I had to give it to the brother. Excuse me. He didn't give up easily. I tried to hook him up with Brina, but she wasn't even having it. She's developed this massive crush on Cordell. I used to beg Jason to sweat him about asking her out. On occasion, we would all hang out together at the mall or the ice skating rink. No, young nigga shit. In the Omni International Hotel. I hate the fact that they closed the rink down some years ago. I would love for Jason and me to take the kids there and reminisce about the good old days. Cordell and Brina did eventually hit it off. Thank goodness. She was getting on my last nerve, worrying about who else he might possibly like. I hated it when Jason traveled to away games because I didn't have any way to tag along. I thought about pleading my way onto the cheerleading squad even though I had no interest in it, just so I could be with him. I wanted to take things further, but Jason was content with kissing and grinding with our clothes on. That night on the porch, I just knew he was experienced. He fooled my ass, but good. Part of me was elated because that meant Chandler couldn't have thrown couldn't throw having sex with him up in my face. I was growing more and more frustrated. The more Jason refused my sexual advances, the more obsessed I became with getting him to go all the way. He wouldn't let kissing get hot and heavy, and then just get up and leave me panting despondently on the couch. Definition of despondently.
Despondent is an adjective that describes a feeling of extreme discouragement or hopelessness.
Extreme hopelessness. Leave me panting despondently on the couch. I began to wonder if something was wrong with me. Most boys his age were all about trying to get some, so if they could brag about it to their friends. But not Jason. He wasn't having any part of climbing up inside my sugary walls. I was willing to deal with it, yearning, coochie and all, until Brina called me up on the phone after 1 a.m. one Saturday night. Brina, why are you calling me so late? I whispered into the handset, trying not to rouse up my mother. My mother will have a fit if she wakes up. That's what you have your own phone line for, doofus. She laughed, but I didn't see a damn thing funny. Brina, what is it? Is it something wrong, sis? Is it your mother? No, she isn't even here, Brina replied sarcastically. She's probably sitting on a bar stool somewhere, rapping to one of those ugly ass men she keeps bringing up in here. You single mama, stop bringing all them niggas around. Your kids notice. I didn't know what to say about that one. I changed the subject. Well, what's wrong then? Nothing's wrong, Zoe. She chuckled. In fact, everything is just spantacular. Spantacular. I've never seen that one. Not spectacular. It's spantacular. I sat up and turned on the lamp on my nightstand. Okay, now I'm completely lost. Care to enlighten me? We did it, she screamed in my ear. Did what, damn it? Cordell and I did the nasty, the wild thing, the hoochie coochie. You're lying, I yelled out, no longer caring about waking up my mother. Tell me you're lying. Confess. Shit, I'm not lying, she giggled. We did it and it was so good. You and Cordell had sex? I was finding this shit hard to comprehend. Jason and I had been together for months and never even got naked. Here's this chica, and here this chica was calling me up, bragging on dick. They had only been dating a couple weeks. Boy, did we. And, they was moving fast. What the hell? But this is the young mind. I have to go, Brina. I can't describe my feelings, but I was hurt and I didn't feel like talking anymore. Zoe, wait. I want to tell you all the details. Blow by blow. Or should I say lick by lick. That did it. Brina, I'll call you tomorrow. Later. With that, I hung up the phone. I knew I was wrong for that. There she was, excited, wanting to share her first sexual experience with me, and I totally dissed her. I couldn't help myself. I cried myself to sleep. Light on and on. Wondering why in the world Brina could get some loving and I couldn't. The next day I went outside, sat on the stoop sporting a pair of dark sunglasses, a black turtleneck, and black jeans like I was mourning. I even had on black socks. Jason came to the front door a few minutes later and headed across the street to join me. He was eating a Hostess chocolate cupcake and offered the other half to me. Them Hostesses used to be bussin'. No thanks, I mumbled under my breath, not even wanting to acknowledge him. He sat down on the stoop beside me, inquiring, "What's wrong with you? You love chocolate cupcakes." "I'm not hungry right now, is all," I replied, looking down at his feet and noticing he had a new pair of white Pumas. "Oh, I get it now. It's that time of the month, huh?" I pulled up my sunglasses down slightly so I could snarl at him and roll my eyes. "What do you care if that's the time of the month? It's not like we do anything." Jason cleared his throat and started fidgeting. He polished off the rest of the cupcake and pretended to be enthralled in some squirrel climbing the oak tree in the front yard. "You know about Cordell and Brina having sex last night, don't you?" he asked, finally breaking the silence. "Damn, Brina was telling the truth? Cordell told you?" "Yeah, he called me early in the morning to brag about it." How dare him spread Brina's business around like that, I barked, automatically going into my protective mode. Damn, he's almost as bad as you. Hold up now. Didn't Brina call and tell you? You don't seem too surprised about it. I tried to hold back my smile, realizing I was in the essence calling the kettle black. Maybe she did. What of it? How can you be mad at Cordell telling me when Brina told you? Hell, she probably called you the second he left her place to spill the beans. At least he waited until the morning to call me. Wow, Jason read Brina's ass like a book. I looped my arm around his. Baby, when are we gonna do it? He pulled his arm away from mine. Zoe, I told you I'm not ready to go all the way. I want us to wait. Wait how long? Till we're 15 years old? And mind you, this book is supposed to be supposedly about a real, like, this is a woman's confession. This is supposed to be a woman's confession in this book. You gotta watch them kids at 14, they will be trying to hunch. I could tell he was pissed. He started huffing and biting his fingernails. Don't be ridiculous. Are you such a freak that you can't wait until the time is right? Freak? I started to slap him, but I caught myself. Was trying to make a sincere effort to lay off the violence. How can I be a freak if I don't do anything freaky? Well, you trying to fuck at 14. You was a freak. In the making. I feel like calling a child a freak is kind of crazy. You had freak gene. It was in development. I don't know. Well, maybe you should call Muhammad's ass up. Oh, no, he didn't just go there. Well, maybe I should. He's a real man. He wants my body unlike you. I said, telling a bold-faced lie. Muhammad wouldn't even give me the tongue, rather less dick. Jason stood up, probably just so he could look down his nose at me. You don't know what the hell I want, Zoe. You don't know a damn thing about me. And Chandler does, huh? Chandler didn't ever ride my back like you're doing, that's for sure. I was hyperventilating, trembling, and on the verge of an explosion. Just get the hell out of my face, Jason. He stood there, and stood there, and stood there. I thought I told you to get out of my face. Did I stutter? So what are you saying, Zoe? Hell, I had no clue what I was saying. How dare he ask me that? Are you breaking up with me? That was when I made the stupidest move I ever made in my entire life. I said, yes, I am. He walked away from me and left me sitting there feeling dumb. The next day, he got back with Chandler. The following week, I got back with Muhammad. And the retaliation and the farce continued for 2 years. Okay, for 2 years. So this is going to pick up when she's 16, maybe? I made feeble attempts to get Jason back, but he wasn't even going for it. I even broke down, gave him a heartfelt apology, and asked if we could at least be friends. He told me to go be friendly with Muhammad. I never did anything sexual with Muhammad. He was still fronting on the dick. I wasn't too upset because I was in love with Jason Renner, and there were no two bones about it. I just dated Muhammad to try to make Jason jealous. Brina and some of the other girls discovered a hole in the wall of the locker rooms, and they used to peek through it and get a dangling sighting. I couldn't have cared less until one day Brina yelled out that she could see Jason's ass. I knocked her on the floor like I was a linebacker for the Atlanta Falcons. I peeked through the hole and started salivating, praying he would turn around so I could see his other partner. Our gym teacher, Miss Price, interrupted me though and delivered a serious tongue lashing when she discovered what I was up to. Now 11 girls have been looking through that hole for weeks, and no one got caught. As soon as I take a glance, I get cold busted. Ain't that a bitch? And now we're at chapter 6. Got 2 chapters out the way. I just wanted to read that. Whoever was in the chat, sorry, when I'm reading the book, I'm locked in reading. So if you're still here, shout out to you. I was locked in reading. A breakdown of what I'm getting from what we just read though is watch them kids, man, them kids be up to some nonsense, some absolute foolishness if you don't pay attention. And just I remember, like, what that feeling was kind of like for me, just being young and trying to get into buns, getting addicted. Because that's the reason I started reading this book. It's called Addicted, and it's literally about a woman's struggles with being addicted to, horny shit. And I've definitely found myself being addicted to, I wouldn't even say sex. I found myself being just addicted to lust. Like, I've just found myself addicted in just, like, the high of, like, being freaky. Like, I don't know if it makes sense, but, like, addicted to the high of just, like, in a moment feeling hella freaky and, like, wanting to be on some freaky ass shit, but not really necessarily being a freaky person. Which, through this book we might learn why she's in that position, but I learned for me it's just from being exposed to watching adult films too early. Porn, whatever. Way too early. I think the first time I watched porn I was first time I watched porn, damn, I had to have been 10, 9, maybe even 8. And I mean, like, really watching it. And the way that happened is, it was one summer I visited my dad, and my dad had a damn CD of some porn shit, like the OGs before him had VHSs. Niggas of my age generation, your dad had CDs. He had burnt ones, or he literally had, like, you opened it up, a hard case, and there was 2 in there, and all you saw was bubbly letters, colorful fonts, and you thinking, like, okay, like, it looks interesting. You see that women are in thongs and whatnot, you're like, okay, wait, hang on. I mean, I kind of like girls. What is this? To seeing thick old black bitches getting pounded. I'm sitting there like, and it's crazy because even at that age, I knew, like, I was wrong for watching it, but I'm watching it. I'm like, what? I'm not doing anything to myself. I'm just watching it. Like, I'm just, like, mesmerized, essentially, or, like, in awe, or just, like, taken back. I'm just watching it. And that's when I peeped, like, it was either my dad or his girlfriend at the time, Lisa, coming back, and I was like, boop, just hurry up, turned it off, took it out, put it back in the case, put it right back exactly where it was, and just, like, sat and just looked hella suspicious, and whoever it was just never thought anything of it, so I felt like I was good. And shoot, you know what's so crazy? I think what it eventually happened is one day I was, like, taking a shower, and I was, like, not whacking, but I would, like, grab my shit, and I'd, like, pull it, and like, literally just pull it, but, like, I would just start, like, essentially playing with it, but not, like, for real yerking it. I'm over here I'm just holding it out, stretching it, and I know I had to be so young that literally Lisa was watching me shower, and I don't know, weird shit, but she was just making sure I actually, like, cleaned myself, because, when you're, like, growing up, older adults would, like, in my life, they would watch you and be like, no, really clean yourself, they give you a couple of pointers, and then they just move on like nothing. I just want to preface that because Lisa was never on no weird shit. I love that woman. But yeah, she told my dad though, and then my dad, he was like, he told her, and she told me. She was like, if you keep doing that, you're gonna make it big, or you're gonna stretch it out. And in the kid's mind, you're thinking, like, that's, like, a bad thing, like, you're gonna, like, mess it up. So I just stopped doing it for the longest, which is funny as hell. So I stopped touching my shit, and then but, like, after that, I feel like every time I had, like, experiences with girls, like, I ended up doing freaky stuff a lot of times. Like, I remember there was a girl in daycare that I literally used to sit behind her. I used to sit behind her in the during daycare. We'd be like in the back, and I literally would stuff my hands in the back of her pants and like just be holding that ass. And I'm telling you, I'm like, bro, I'm not older than 10. I couldn't tell you because it's like a blur now. I always forget how old I was when I went to Indiana for a summer with my dad. But there was that, and then there was another moment where like I was messing with another little girl, and we would like kiss, and then I think next thing that grew on me was after that. Um, like I'm starting to feel it, but like I'm nervous though. I'm nervous about shit. There's a girl named Tweety Bird, bruh. Tweety Bird. If you ever see this, like just say what's up, just so I can see what you look like. I don't care. I wonder what you look like now, cause her name was legit Tweety Bird, nigga. I'm so serious. I'm so serious. Maybe her name wasn't actually Tweety Bird, but her first or last name was legit Tweety. Like literally, if you look in our school yearbook, it was legit something Tweety in the beginning or whatever. But she was my girlfriend, right? And we would kiss. Okay, we're kissing. We would always kiss at reading time. But then one day, like she would really want to make out for real. We're kids. I'm like, what the fuck? How you even make out? We're kids. And then I was scared though. Like literally, she wrote it on a note, and she was like, "Yes or no." And I literally just like slid it, pushed it back to her, didn't write anything, and I just walked away from like, cause I used to always read underneath the teacher's desk. That was my thing. That was my spot. I reserved it. I would press niggas over it. I needed the under the desk. Man, teachers, be careful. If you're doing that, you gotta spin around under that desk a couple times if you're gonna do that. If two kids go underneath there, you want to think that they're just being good kids. No, we was under there kissing. So, that all just led to eventually, I feel like that all just led eventually to just like more and more moments where just like I'm young and like just doing things with girls just because like that's where I from literally watching that and then just other like little movies I feel like that was like that's what I was supposed to do. And like when I was younger, before I had like an ugly stage as a dark skin, I was cute. So like I always was pulling a lot of girls. Like I was cute like pre like 11, like pre 10, pre 11, pre 10. Like before that, I was cute. So a cute kid. So I thought that was my role. I was the cute kid. I'm a da 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 da. That eventually like essentially falls off because I become chopped. Like dead ass. I'm so serious. I literally become like chopped. I had like an ugly stage in life. I'm not that I'm mad about it, but like it was just the case. Like every girl I was like trying to get with from like fourth, fifth, and even like sixth grade, I could not obtain. So I think that led to me becoming like oh shit. I remember like being able to touch girls and kiss girls, and like now I don't get no play. I'm not touching and kissing girls. I get like my first phone like when I'm in sixth grade. A little flip phone. That's when I like start like looking up pictures, looking at pictures. Then and then in seventh grade, I go to Olympic View, and I'm kicking it with this nigga named Tyler, bro. Nah, at this point I should refrain from using names. Tyler is the only name I'll use. Okay, if you got a problem, Gibby, let me know. Okay, uh, and he was horny. He was hornier than me. Okay, because in sixth grade I finally got an iPhone, and once I got an iPhone, that's when I was really turning up, and that's when I really started yanking that motherfucker. That's when I started beating my shit because then it was on to Safari, and at first I was just a lesbian legend, nigga. All I wanted to see was lesbians. Like I didn't want to see the other shit because I was like, that's gay. Which is so crazy. That was my original thought. And then eventually you get converted and you fucking lose your mind. It's sad, but I'm like, no, that's gay. I'm not looking at the lesbian shit. I mean, I'm not looking at the man and woman shit. I'm looking at strictly lesbians. It's two bitches. Let me see what they doing. So I was a lesbian master, nigga. I wanted to see lesbians strap on bitches because then I would think like, okay, that's a bitch doing what I would do. Okay, but nigga too drunk up in that part. Me and this nigga, this man is so horny. I'm trying to tell you, every time I kicked it with him, I liked kicking it with him because we did a lot of fun, cool shit. But the only downfall was this nigga always wanted to get with some bitches. He always wanted to get with some bitches and try to kiss, whatever. It wasn't even about fucking. It was just kicking it with bitches. We're in 7th grade. You're not really thinking. I mean, some niggas do, but you're not at this time. We're not thinking like, oh, we trying to fuck these bitches. He like I just want to be around girls. That's just him. He had a nice house. His dad had a boat. We go crabbing, nice backyard, like all the shits, dog. I think, like all the good shits in a location out here that's like well. But that's all to say. So he was like a little that's when fuckboy was becoming a thing. He was a little fuckboy, you know what I'm saying? And I got really on the train with him. That was my guy. So I wasn't leaving him hanging. If two bitches wanted to kick it, I was there to be his black friend that was cool. It was vibes, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, he on that wave. Tough. We eventually get to a time and point where there's a girl that wants to fuck with him. And she got a friend. So he's like, we both going. He was like, I got the this nigga had the condoms. I don't know how he had them, but he had them. And I was like, what the fuck, nigga? I was like, I know I need to use this because I don't want kids. From the first time I ever had sex till I was out of high school, the amount of times I went raw was very far and few between. I never went raw before 19. I feel like 18, because to me I was like, I'm not gonna be a teen parent because I see my mom be one. But that's neither really here or there. So I'm like, what the fuck? How I even use a rubber? What the fuck? Get up on this girl, and it's crazy because I'm over here like, damn, I'm really about to tap in with her. Like, everybody don't really be fucking with her. Like, everybody thinks she's weird, and like to be hella vulnerable, like a thing I'm into is an emo girl. Like, I like a little emo girl. And like when I really break it down, I'm like, maybe that has to do with the fact that the first body I caught was an emo girl, and like I didn't dislike her. I didn't have anything against her. Like, there was nothing really wrong with her, but she just wasn't like a girl that was ever on my radar. Like, I didn't ever think about dating her. So he goes in the back room with her. I don't know what they do. I don't know if he got on that or what. And me and her on the couch. I'm like, what the fuck, nigga? I'm like, so we're just here and like in my bro. And this is the sick part about why losing your V card so young can be detrimental, because I feel like because of this moment, it made me move forward where a lot of times, like, sex for me can be so, like, robotic. Even if it's a girl I'm in a relationship with, even if it's the love of my life, I can still be so, like, I can be with a girl I like, or a girl that's attractive, and, like, when they're coming on to me in, like, a flirty, nasty way, like, sometimes I can almost be like, what the fuck are you doing? But then when I want to crush, and I'm super freaky. And it all came from really that situation, because like I sat there, I was like, what the fuck? I was like in my head, like it was just like, okay, me and you have been called to be the wing. I'm the wingman, you're the wing girl, and we're just gonna crush because we're supposed to, since they are. Like, that was the mindset. So that's how we went into it. Like, there was no build up. If I can remember it as best I can, it was just like, I don't even think we kissed. I literally just like turned her over, cause like for what I seen, I always knew I was gonna be a doggy king, though. I was gonna be backshot David, but that's not here or there. This is ridiculous because we're kids. Turn around, pour her shit down, throw the Yonda on, put it in, bust in 2 seconds. Bust in 2 seconds, gang. Like, that's in 2 seconds. The goofiest shit. Busting it, take it off. And like, I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck? And I just pull my pants up, so I'm sitting there with it still on me, loose as fuck to already begin with, because my man is not in development yet. My nigga didn't come into development until I was older. Damn homies, but not in development at all. But I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, no, I'm like, and then I just throw it away, nigga. I'll try to do a part 2 with her because I was like, nah, I can't go out like that. I was like, oh, that was a mini man, like that's not good, right? I would like try to sneak and make it to where she can't see me and grab it out the trash. Like it was right on top, but that's neither here nor there. Nasty. Take it out the trash and try to get it on again. Like good thing we didn't. Like she was like, nah, that's just like she was like she became insecure about the situation. Like even down the road, like she always like after that, like I don't know if that situation like scarred her or if like because we were so young, like I don't know how she could have perceived that situation because afterwards we didn't talk, we never hooked up again, nothing. So and it always felt like what was crazy is like later I feel like because like I had that attachment to her, I was like willing to try to be in a relationship with her, and that energy was never reciprocated. But I say all that to say that I lost my virginity when I was in 7th grade. That's young. People be losing it younger, but like that's crazy. Nobody, in my opinion, I don't think nobody should be losing it that young. Like if you don't lose your virginity until you're like 21, 2, 3, I wouldn't look at you like nigga you're sad or like I would look at you like you're filthy because that moment right there and everything behind it just led up to after that all throughout high school I just took shit down because when I was in high school, like I said, I never wanted to get a girl pregnant. You don't want to get a girl pregnant. In my eyes, I was like, I can never date one either. Like I can't really take one serious, or I never even wanted to because actually, I usually don't say names, but I'm not hearing it. What the fuck? In 8th grade, my like the first love of my life, Addie, literally destroyed my heart, and I was like, yep, never mind, I'm good. She destroyed that shit because bitch, it would have been one thing for you to leave me once and then do it again over some bullshit, but to leave me once and then do it again by going to another nigga while we're at the wrestling meet. Like, let me explain this to y'all. I don't have nothing against her. Like, we're grown ass adults now. I've literally seen her out in person, like being in the club and whatnot. Like, I've seen her out and I'd be like, oh shit, what's up, Addie? Like, it's nothing. Like, I don't look at her like, man, fuck you, bitch. We was literally kids. Like, she could be a whole different person. That's, again, this is really neither here or there. But let me break it down to you. First, it started like this. First, we get together in like 7th grade. Okay, I'm new to this area, which is I'm going to a school where it's more like rich kids. You feel me? You get me? And I'm really only there because my mom just works hard. She works 40 plus hours. You know what I'm saying? Actually, no. At this time, that's not even the case no more for me and my mom's. No, that ain't even the case no more because the environment done came around. Shit. So how do I want to explain this actually? We're there, but like we're kind of not really supposed to be there. Like we're just barely there. You know what I'm saying? Like we was the poor people amongst the rich niggas, if that makes sense. Or better off people. There we go. In 7th grade, she gonna break up with me while on a ski trip. Which whole time, now looking back on it, what I'm gonna tell y'all, what happens in 8th grade is probably she did that because she was gonna cheat with another nigga, or she just wanted to break up with me to get with another dude. She called me up talking about like we should break up, like my parents don't think we're good together, blah blah blah. And I was like devastated, fucking destroyed my heart. I was like, what the fuck? Okay, shit. Boom, 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 boom. Start trying to fuck with another girl. I was like, shit, fuck it, I guess so. Try to fuck with a girl named Tracy. Literally, no. Try to fuck with a girl named Taya. I was fucking with her for literally one day. She changed my life. Like, to this day, like, Taya's a girl that changed my life. Like, shout out to Taya. But, you know, she done moved on and did her thing. I moved on and I do my thing. You know what I'm saying? So, God bless her on her journey. I know she still be making music. So, y'all should fuck with her music. Taya Vining is what she might be going by right now. I hope I'm not wrong about that. But, I try to fuck with her. You know why me and her don't work out? Because I texted a girl, literally joking. I swear to God, joking with one girl, like in a flirtatious way. But I was joking with her because I thought she was the homegirl because she was lesbian. She literally told us she was lesbian. I try as a kid. I'm like, you lesbian, you like girls. And as a kid, I've always been, from a young age, I've always been very like I don't want to say tolerable, but very accepting. Yeah, very accepting of people of the LGBTQ community because they're humans. I think everybody's a human. I've always been that way. Let's not get too far off that. I'm joking though. That's to me, she the stud friend, or she like girls. She literally falls off with me within a week because she's like, that's weird to me. And I was like, she's lesbian. She's like, oh, for real. I don't know. I can't get with it. Which I think now that I'm older and just reading energy the whole time, there's just probably another dude she liked, and she was just like, this is a perfect excuse to just go fuck with that dude, which Taya did multiple times throughout my life. She was a girl I couldn't let go of for the longest until I was like 19. Like dead ass. I always thought she was gonna be the one. And that's all to say. Once that's done, I try to fuck with a girl named Tracy. You know what Tracy do? Tracy, I literally get her attention. Fuck with her. We're literally doing things, cuddling, kissing, touching. It's all good. And she's like, so you're just like never gonna ask me to be your girlfriend? I was like, the fuck? I thought we was just vibing a bit, but whatever. I mean, I guess that's what we do at this age. I was like, the next day I asked her to be my girlfriend. We in like at like before class or something. We literally go into a classroom together. We have the same science teacher. I can't remember his name, but shout out to him. We walk out. I'm trying to talk to her. She's just ignoring me, and literally her best friend's right there. Shout out to Alex. I'm not gonna say her last name. I shouldn't have even said her name because she's really cool and I hurt her feelings, and I apologize for that. If you know who I'm talking about in this story, when we were walking in the hallway with Tracy, you are an amazing person. I hope you're doing well. I never got the chance to look you in your eyes and apologize. Walking in the hall, just ignoring me. I'm like, what the fuck? That's weird. I think Tyler was with us too, or Ryan. Shout out my nigga Ryan Locke. I'm gonna put your name in because you're cool. And Ryan, nigga, I always knew you was gay. So to see that you out here and you gay now, I'm happy for you because you deserve to be out the closet. But, ignoring me, whatever. She gets away and she starts talking to another dude the same day. I'm like, bro, my luck is shit. We're talking about, first I go from one girl who just drops me while she goes on a ski resort trip on some rich girl shit. And I'm like the nigga who just got an Xbox at home and wearing hand-me-downs and getting clothes from the 2000s still sent to me from my dad. Then I get the girl who just literally blatantly flat out ignores me and then just gets with another dude. Actually, she didn't even get with another dude. After that, Tracy just ended on to like become a whore. Like to this day, I still think she probably like on that shit. Like every time I ever have seen her again, she like just talking to a dude again for like 1 month. Like that bitch can't hold a nigga down. But God bless her, you know, do your thing. I don't really care. I'm just observing. Then I get back with Addie, which is crazy because the craziest part is I literally dubbed Addie because she tried to spin back because she realized how kind and nice of a dude I am, which I've always been, but that's neither here nor there. I dub her though for Tracer because I'm like, nah, you had the chance. I was still P at the time, you know what I'm saying? Even though I was 8th grade, I was P. I was like, nah, you had your chance and you blew it. You didn't want to rock with me, so I'm gonna give her a chance. And then she did that shit, whatever. Me and Addie the next day go to the YMCA, start kissing, kiss the vibes again. You know what I'm saying? Feeling grown. I'm like, okay, I'm back with my little Addie boo boo. Nigga, in the end, at the end of wrestling season, we go to districts. I'm about to go play. I'm about to go wrestle for first place. The day before, she broke up with me. So I'm sliding there again, saddening my emotions. Again, this is a girl for over a year. Coming as a kid who never spent more than 1 year at a school. This girl was a girl I'd known for 2 consecutive school years, and was the one I had real deal like child feelings for and whatnot. And you gonna break up with me the day before districts, bitch? And I'm cooking, like, over the whole year I'm cooking. I think I only lost one match leading up to this point. Because the year before that in 7th grade, I didn't even make it to districts, and I went like to the little smaller circle one, and I won that one. And coach was like, "You're gonna build on this. You're gonna like this is all a movie to me, nigga. You break up with me, bitch." Not only does this bitch break up with me, whole time it was really because she wanted to talk. You know what's crazy? The nigga she was talking to, that nigga, they're like in a relationship now, and she's still a Bob gang. But that's neither here nor there. There was another dude though she was talking to. I'm putting your name in this because you probably a cool dude. You always was a cool dude. Taven. This nigga Taven. I'm like, what the fuck, you nigga? Okay, whatever, 10. You want to start fucking with another nigga? Cool, whatever. You ain't shit, bitch. I'm gonna go crazy at districts. Whole time this Taven nigga is there. So then I'm cooking niggas up like a match before. I'm like, yeah, I got a little emotional just thinking about her, and I look over, and she just with this nigga. I'm like, what the fuck, nigga? I'm like, what the fuck? Get emotional, going to the last match trying to win for first place, and I lost. And it was so crazy though, cause I was, man, Jahi, you got lucky that day, boy. It ain't that serious, cause it was just 8th grade wrestling. But you got lucky that day, boy, cause at first he was the reigning nigga who was cooking and doing his shit with the wrestling thing. I'll give him his props for wrestling. And they put us together on accident in the beginning rounds, because like, I guess essentially he was the 1 seed and I was the 2 seed. So you're not supposed to do that first. You're supposed to put them at the end and hope that they end up at the end, which we did on some movie shit. But I'm like, they did that. I fucked this nigga up. I literally slammed the shit out of him twice, and he was baked up. And then they were like, "Wait, this is wrong," and ended it. I had him on the ropes, gang. I had him on the ropes. I was cooking him, and then I literally went on to some matches that were hard body matches. I went against a one dude. He wanted his get back. He was like some albino freckled face nigga. He Blake Griffin looking nigga. He was mad about when I beat him like in the regular season. So at districts he was really trying to win. Nigga, I had to fight hard to get him out of there. And I'm not saying that's why I lost at the end, but it was just crazy how that worked out. So that all happened. I was like, but like, you guys what I'm saying? This bitch over here cheating on me, essentially. Or the nigga she was cheating with, now she's here with him. And they're about to watch me wrestle. And she watched how I felt and was sad when I lost and all that. She just looking at me with the like puppy eye. Man, Addie, you could be cool now, but at that time, bitch, it was fuck you. It was fuck you. Like, that's where it set in my demon mode, because this nigga Taven was really trying to fuck with this one girl. I'm not going to say her name because that's hella disrespectful, but let's call her B. He was fucking with B, and I remember one day I caught her dolly, and I almost was trying to poof, I was trying to get that get back on that bitch ass nigga. But it just all went a different way, and she ended up just like being on some other shit. But she was hella cool, so shout out to B. But because of that, then I went down the road where I was like, oh yeah, okay. In high school, yeah, none of you bitches don't even think about trying to date me. I didn't even give that impression to bitches either. All throughout high school until like my senior year. Yeah, it was my senior year, it was my junior year. No, it was my senior year. All the way into my senior year, I'm telling you, don't let nobody ever get on the internet once I blow up or anything try to defame me by trying to say I was a liar about cuffing girls in high school, because they would be lying. In high school, all the way up to my junior year, I told girls all the time, I'm not looking for that. The only girl that had a chance, I'm gonna call her C, was C. And C was cool as fuck, but she fucking destroyed my heart because she was like a junior or maybe senior at the time, and I was a sophomore. And she would be like, I can't be seen with you. And it was crazy. I think I was so peeved when I was a young, and I got pulled up on her. I was like, oh, you're cool to soccer. Let's go to the library. And we would like go to the library and study. And like, I was really on the movie Q shit. And she was like, I just can't do it. Like, you're too young. I can't be seen with you. Trying to fuck with some of the older niggas. A bunch of the older niggas wasn't pleasing her and had little dicks. Spun back on me. I was like, no, I'm not a second option. I was toxic in that way. I was like, no, no. So then even she would just keep trying to fight for get that back. And eventually I crushed her up, had them legs earthquaking and shaking. Moved on and I just stuck to that program. Till junior year. All of y'all can get fucked. You want to suck some dick, you can suck some dick. I'm not calling you girlfriend. And that's, I feel like, why I got more coochie while I was in high school. Because I wasn't trying to cuff. I wasn't trying to be all in these bitches' faces cuffing. I was just, I'm gonna fuck. You don't want to? Okay, cool. You want to be friends? All right, cool. It was nothing to me. Y'all just women. Just stay out my way. I'm in high school right now. I care about playing the game and kicking it with my niggas and getting honey buns. Breaking down $1 to get 2 honey buns and some Arizonas and Pink Panther pussy juice was brisk pink lemonade tea or whatever the fuck. And some backwoods and kush. That's what I was focused on. And that's how it was for the longest. And then, like, once I'm out of high school, I just try to amplify that motherfucker. I was out of high school, I was like, oh. So now there's grown bitches to get. And then that's when I, like, really wanted to start flexing my muscles. Because it felt like once I was out of high school, it felt like my dick got bigger. My confidence got stronger. Like, my sex game was just better in general. Like, obviously it just makes sense. Like, you're grown up. You done experimented more. So then I'm like, oh, my God. Bitch, I'm a demon. I want to get to it. So then it just was like that. And I never really addressed it. And, wow, like, this video was, like, therapeutic. Like, I just let it all out, kind of. And that's how, like, I pretty much was, like, realized, like, oh, I'm kind of addicted to, like, this lustful feeling. Because I don't even want to say it's like I'm addicted to sex. Because it's like I said, I'm not, like, easily turned on. Like, if I'm not in the mood for the Doonies, I'm not in the mood. But when I do get in the mood, I'm, like, literally in that mode. Because it's like, I don't even know. I'm doing more self-discovery, so I'll figure it out. But I don't even know how to put it. I guess I would say it's, like, in a way that, because I'm not even, like, really a freaky ass nigga. Like, for real, I'm not. Like, I'm really more of a loving ass nigga. Like, the freaky shit, I keep it in my repertoire because I know that what keeps a woman very in tune with you. Not that it's everything, but it's important. The fuck? Every woman that loves their man gets slammed by that nigga. In whatever capacity that is. That doesn't mean you have to have this python and you go for hours. It just means you know how to please your woman. And that's what I always is the goal in my relationship. When I'm in a relationship, what does my girl like? How does it please her? I will find out. I'm eating that pussy. After I'm done, you that was good? Like, for real, don't play. Even though I'm reading your body language and I've researched, like, for real. Oh, you're a little tough on the clip. It's all programmed. Even with girls I'm not in a relationship with. Because, like, if I like the girl enough, I don't want her to be satisfied. Nigga, I don't want you going back to the bad bitches and telling them this shit big but don't work or something. Like, come on. I need 5-star review or 10. Unless you were just something that pissed me off, too. And that was another thing that was, like, toxic about that time in my life. If you were something that just pissed me off, I might have gave you good dick one time, and then after that, I was just getting it out of you until you wanted to move on because you weren't getting, like, that good ass treatment no more. Like, what? I'm here to get mine, bitch. Go tell your friends I ain't got good dick. They can think I ain't got good dick, but if they ever come around these parts and I really like them, they gonna say what's up. Yeah. What that nigga Kevin Gates talking about, you know, you can see the lumber. Yeah. That's how it would be. That's how it would be. And that just all led into just, like, now where it's like I can just have a spike of just, like, I'm trying to knock something through the damn roof, nigga. I ain't taking you through nowhere. You going through the roof. You ain't going through no bed. This ain't no mattress attack. You going through the roof. You know what I'm saying? With that nigga Blueface, date homies, date home girls. I'm serious. I'm serious. But if I'm not in that mood, it's like, why we gotta be on that? Why you so freaky? And that's why I'd be like, it becomes a toxic game because it's like I'm over here like, why are you being so freaky? But literally, when I get in the mood to be freaky, I am freaky as fuck. It's not even. I feel like it's not even me. Like when I'm literally saying this out loud makes me feel like I sound like a nigga who's trying to like cap for it, but it's like that. That's the truth. Like when I get in my freak mode, like it's a different nigga. It's a nigga that just literally wants to see you squirt over and over and over. Like I'm just trying to hear. Talking crazy. You know what I'm saying? The way I be talking in the bedroom, I'm like, I didn't even know I had that in me. Like dead ass. Come out of it feeling like a different human being. And that's why I like had to learn to just like kind of recognize that stuff and to just build more like pure intimacy into like, you know, my sex life. You know, like missionary is cool. You know what I'm saying? Feeling heart to heart, chest to chest, hugging. You know, it's nice. It is. It ain't always gotta just be me terrorizing shit and just, you know, it gets the job overly done. You know, it keeps me memorable and unforgettable. This video was literally supposed to be like 30 minutes. And now I turned it to an hour. Anybody watching this? I wouldn't even say I feel vulnerable, man. I don't even feel vulnerable no more. Dead homies. I'm just me. Like, I just can't hold back being me no more. Cause like, bro, a bunch of people that live close to the same experience as me and shit like that, and just like, shit, what the fuck I'm gonna be embarrassed for? What the fuck would I be embarrassed for? I have nothing to be embarrassed about these days. That's what it feels like. Like, nigga, I done been through it all. I had the single mother core, tried to play sports core, didn't work out. The talented kid, but just can't do his homework and actually be committed to school, but can pass all his tests core. Like, I got all of these things in the backpack. I just didn't live too much life. It's like, man, the fuck I'm gonna be embarrassed for, like, that ass. I don't know. I think this is, it got something to a little bit to do with being getting older. You know, the prefrontal cortex development in full stride. You know, and that us, you can't give a damn, bro. I don't want this to go on too much longer, but you know, you can't give a damn, bro. Like, the problem these days is everybody just want to keep seeming so cool when everybody is just not fucking cool. Like, so many people are dead ass not cool. Like, that's why people who appear cool and all that, like, I'm not drawn to people who don't feel human. Like, a person I feel like legit drawn to off of the energy is Kevin Gates. Cause he comes and says some shit. Do I want to say I believe everything he says? Hell no. I don't believe everything any nigga say. Niggas, as he would say. But that vulnerability, I've only seen that, like, from just people I've seen personally. I'm not saying there's not other people out there, but the only people I've seen on that is him, So Illuminati. That vulnerability to me is beautiful. Because as a man, I feel like I've always been in the realm of, like, kind of being that way. Like, I'm not just, like, this big old crybaby, but, like, for example, like, I've cried in front of, like, some of my nigga friends. And didn't feel no shame about it. Like, nigga, I've cried before, nigga. I don't cry over bullshit. I cry over, like, real deal shit that fucking hurts me. And it hurts. I can't hold the tears even if I wanted to. Like, I'm not even, like, I was on to the story. She said, like, you're not a ugly crier. You just sit there and your face is like regular, but there's just like just pouring out of your face, no matter what your face looks like. That's literally what it's like. It's like the pain gets so unbearable. Even if I tried to hold it, I can't. That's the type that, like, every time I cry, that's what it's like. I don't cry and be like, oh, like, just because I want to. I never feel like I want to. It's always just like I'm sitting there, cool. My emotions overwhelm me. Lips tremble, quiver, face get, what the fuck? And it just pours. The pain becomes unbearable. That's just me going into another vulnerable little speech. I'm gonna just end it by saying, I know that I can't be embarrassed because there's people who are gonna need to hear the things that I'm saying. Like, the things that I say need to be heard and will be heard and want to be heard. People want to listen to this type of shit. And I'm gonna provide it because why not? Why can't it be me? And just, it feels like everything I've been through in life, it should be me. You know? Like I said, I've had all these cords and then all of that just to get out of high school, and then you end up getting a skin cancer and you lose your scalp because of it. And then you go years trying to figure out how to like live with that, and then eventually you just like be like, man, people got it way worse. And it's like all that I've done been through is just encapsulated with the fact that I'm handsome and funny as shit though, regardless. So it's like, damn, nigga, might as well use the blessing. Might as well use the blessing. Yeah, this bitch about to come up on another hour and 10. I'm gonna drop a lot of the clips for this one because this was like clarity. This was very freeing. It's always very freeing when I feel like I talk about like shit I done did or my wrongs and whatnot, because I don't know. I've always been such a private person. And that's just always because like I feel like I wanted to keep everything to me because people are evil, which they are. But like, you know, I don't have to hold on to that type of feeling for things that are my past because it's the past. But things that are my goals and futures and priorities and like people I care about, no, those things will always be private and near and dear. Because like I said, I know that the world is so nasty and the energy they put on things that are current. So things that are current I keep private still. But things that are not current, it's like, it's cool. You know? And I guess like maybe in a sense like things I'm working on can be current, like my internal work. But it's like the stories I'm telling about them are way in the past. Like, it's not about really where I am right now. Where I am right now is none of anybody's business. All I know is that I just want more and more people to see me be able to sit here and really show that I am truly, truly foreseeing people past just this meat and flesh. I think there's a lot to every single human being. Like, a lot. Even the ones that are in pain, even the ones that act cranky, even the ones that are rude. I've come to accept them because I just know that there's a reason for that. Because there's a reason for everything. There's times I'm out of character and I'm mad. People who are rude and all that are just out of character and mad all the time because of some type of pain, something, this or that. You know? Because due to my own life, I just really do understand that once upon a time, we was all just little kids, happy, adventurous, kind, you know, wanting to explore, innovative, you know, ask questions, you know what I'm saying? There's just so many things people have strayed away from, like that childlike energy about yourself. Like I said, even just asking questions, bruh. Because we don't ask enough questions where we're at right now. because we're so offended by questions where we're at in this world. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a whole nother thing, but I'm gonna make it real quick. A lot of us are in a loop that our parents put us in, and if you don't break away from it and realize it, you'll be in it forever. A lot of us, from ages 22 to even like 28, come from a generation of parents who a lot of times we asked them something and we were told, because I'm your parent. So when you grow up in life and you're like, I'm gay. Why are you gay? Because I'm fucking gay, the fuck? You have become your parents. Why you a hoe? Because I want to be a hoe, whatever. Like, it's just like, we've strayed so far from understanding. And that's all you ever try to do as a kid, is understand the world more and more about you. You want to touch this, you want to taste that, you want to feel this, you want to... Because you're just trying to understand. And I think as we grow older, there's just some part where there's just a severance that happens where we don't realize that trying to understand is something that is in our programming. And it's endless. I love the meme where it's like that little alien with the third eye, and it's like, the more I learn that there's more I need to learn. Like, it's continuous. You can never get enough knowledge, and you'll never know it all. I feel like to end this stream, and it's only right to say that, Gigi, I love you. I miss you. And I'm gonna do a lot for you. And you too, Audrina and Dimpa. Thanks for watching.